In this world, the most potent force is your mind. If your mind has decided that you're happy, then you're happy. If you have everything, but your mind is saying that you're not happy, then you're not happy. In fact, the mind of the Brahma has created us all. That is why 99% of everything around us is in Shun, is a null, is emptiness. Whatever we think to be constant and whatever we think is solid is in reality a play of atoms in huge distances playing with each other. In reality, if when a laser gun shoots electrons, the electrons 99.9 go through the matter, showing that it's all emptiness. And there have even been experiments to show that whether the electron goes left or right depends upon whether the electron is being observed or not. So this whole creation is a dance of a few electrons, essentially in emptiness. If all the solid electrons were to be consolidated on this of the planet Earth, it would not be larger than a golf ball. So the people who are now joining are the people who are part of the group. There are some people that I'm just not admitting, because typically on a Saturday, for whatever reason, it's the hackers who get more active and try to log in. So everything around us seems to be solid, in which millions of years, eons have passed. But all these eons is one blink of an eye for the unknowable entity that we know or call Vishnu, the creator. So the three gods of the Indian creation are basically electron, proton, and neutron are Shiva, the electron, the dancer, proton, the positive, and the balancer. The balancer is Vishnu. Brahma is the proton, the creator. So it's all symbol. It is all symbolical, but deeply scientific knowledge, which is given to us via all these holy books. It is all deeply scientific. But scientific is not the science of things that we can measure. Science is the ultimate way to know yourself. However, the mind gives us an illusion that we are what we see. And what we see in this world is things. So we see our hands, our legs. These are just things. And because we are functioning through these things and functioning in these things, we start thinking that these things are more important than the one who is perceiving it all. When all the scriptures state that thou art God, it is not you as your name and face. It is that diamond shining in your heart that perceives the infinity of the universe. It is the ability that you have to decide whether there is a God or no God on this planet. That ability to decide is a factor of godliness and evidence of godliness. Whether you see a God, whether you feel a God, whether you scientifically, the science of the material world in this way, that is not important. So I'm going to be telling a murder story today. In a rich family in around Delhi, one of the sons, there were two sons, and one of the sons, he's young, he's 25. And the family is very rich. So people think that, oh, we want to be rich and all that. But when a family is rich, the chances are that it can be more tempting for a really difficult set of circumstances to arrive at that place. If you do not have a lot of money, it's okay. But the moment you have more than normal, and especially a lot of money is usually achieved by making someone hurt. So those things count. Going to. Okay. So in this family, the son, who is 25-year old, is in the college, and sometimes he just goes missing, like he goes to various places and doesn't call back home, as usually do some of them. He's young, he drinks, he likes to have party, or if partying is worth considered to be a good time. And suddenly one weekend he doesn't come home. First 2 days, no one worries. After the third, fourth day, everyone is slowly, the family goes to the police station and complain that the son is missing. And the police take it lightly. And then after a week, they again go and they say, our son is not here. None of his friends know. But the police have no lead. So after a month, one of the cousins of the son who has vanished comes out and says, you know what, for the last month, a ghost has been coming to me and I can't sleep. And the ghost is of your son. And he's saying, you can't find my body. Okay. But I want my family to be knowing that I'm dead. And in this well, my clothes are there. Burn the clothes as if you're burning the body. Do all the rituals so that I can be free. And the family, say in India, so these things are like, people don't believe it like simply, but under these emotional times, the son has been missing for a month. This is his good friend and cousin. So they accompany the cousin and they go to the well which was marked, and they ask the people, it's a deep well, and they paid money to some poor guy who goes down the well, and he does find clothes and comes up. Now the police also gets interested because, okay, now everyone is police is also involved more because the clothes have blood on them. But they again don't have any leads. The clothes are taken, they are burnt, just like burning a body, and the cousin, he feels he's more at peace now. After a week, the police still cannot find any more leads, so they go back to this cousin. And they ask, the same guy again, well, can you, like, because the ghost comes to you, can you have the ghost tell us who killed him? The guy says, I have no control when the ghost comes, and it happens only around the morning when I'm sleeping. So it's not really a controlled experiment, but I tried. Now something clicks with the policeman. He goes back to his job, but he keeps on thinking. And the next day he goes back to this and gets him picked up. Says gets him and brings him over to the police station. And they have their own ways. India is a third world country. And this person now cracks up and he says, "It was me who killed the boy. In fact, this family, which is so rich, they only have two sons, and the eldest son is unbalanced. So they couldn't leave their property to him. And if this son vanishes, then after some time, I would have become the prime candidate for all the money." So that is the reason. I took my cousin over to my farmhouse place, which is very popular amongst the rich in India too. It's like a cottage, basically. And I had killed him with the servants, and then we buried his body in the farm there. But on the same night, he came to me. So after first, I was just afraid and asked the people to come and sleep with me, etc. But after some time, he kept on bothering me, the ghost of this boy that I had murdered. So I thought maybe if I'll go to you and get his clothes burned up and there will be a ritual, then I'll be free. But nothing. It did lead to a couple of days I was able to sleep, but then it again happened. He again started to come. So I'm even thankful that you picked me up. I'm glad to be out of my misery. In fact, I was so afraid that he was always coming that twice I dug up his body and kept burying him twice more in farther and farther of places, thinking that, oh, this body is still near the place of his murder and where I am. So if the body is far off, it won't be coming for me. People have different logics when they are emotional and when they are afraid. Now, no one really knows whether the ghost that came was all in the mind of this guilty guy. His mind conjured up the ghost out of his guilt that he had killed his brother, cousin brother, even so, for money. Or it was an actual ghost that was coming up. You see, there is no line of demarcation. If this person's reality, mind's reality is that the ghost did come, then the ghost did come. And if in your mind, no ghost came up, but he thought up the ghost, that also is true. That also is true. Because each one of us is creating a world in our thoughts. There are very few things which are objective. In this culture, if someone looks at cow, oh, breakfast, lunch, dinner. In India, it's a representation of the Holy Mother, God, and might start praying to it. Or even wish it well. Same thing, but different filters of mind. And that filter of mind creates your reality. And this filter of mind is what is ego, which leads us down this path of I, my things. And I starting with the body, my thoughts, very important. My style of thinking, super important. Whatever I do is rational and whatever the other people do is irrational. Because the mind makes us see the differences. And it's okay. When in the caves, the stone men were returning home and they saw the grass pattern is broken, means a dinosaur or someone is waiting for them. So they were immediately afraid. In our times, There is no such danger, but the mind is looking for patterns. And if there is a break in a pattern, it leads still to the reptilian brain saying flight or flight or fight complex, creating a filter that makes us look into the world around with paranoia. And paranoia is even healthy. I'm in cybersecurity, so it's not really bad, but it can make you afraid because you see the disconnects, you see the differences, you see the breaks in the pattern. But when you see through your divine heart the connections of us being on the planet at the same time. No one understands time. Just because we can count it, we think that we understand. No, we don't. We think that we are separated by vast distances. We are not. We are connected by vast distances. We are connected by the mother which is holding us in her bosom. We are connected by the sun, blessing us from above. And we are all different cells of the same entity. That is Brahma, the universe, the creation. So, using the eye of the heart, see everything and everyone without letting the mind and the filters of the mind come. They are here. Think with heart. Think with love. So when I say Om Tarit Tarit Turi Sauha, I'm going with the mother Tara. All faces, all feminine energy faces are different forms of the same creation. But the mother's love is the most closest to God's love. And why is it even there? Don't you love your cells? Don't you love your heart? You love your heart. Unconditionally. You don't really even judge. You don't even think about it. But you love your heart. It's your central organ. Always supporting you. So of course you love it. Even though you may not say, oh, I love my heart and this. In the same way, the creator loves the created because the creator and the created, and even we have to go beyond the creator, the created, God, us, and the process of creation are one. That is the real Trinity. The seer, the seen, and the process. Because it is a magical process. No one really understands how your eyes see objects which are 99.99% not there. So today's meditation is about removing all the filters of the mind by opening your heart and thinking with your heart so that you can see the connectivity and see the love. Om Tare Tutare Tare Soha. So when I say Om Tare, feel the flow falling like a rain from the crown going to your heart. Om, accept the blessings flowing through us. Tare Tutare Ture in your heart. Soha means from the Sanskrit. I offered to the god of fire everything unconditionally, because the fire and the light represent the presence of the creator in everything. The light does not fight with anything. It is there and removes the darkness of our importance. And Hal is asking first, us to pray with a cousin for a daughter. Well, the cousin is in a better place. So let the energy from your heart accept the blessing so that you are all transmitters. A transmitter, the radio doesn't create the sound or the music that is flowing through it. So become a transmitter. Accept the waves flowing through the crown, reaching the heart, and then blessing. Swaha. We are saying it's Soha because this is a Tibetan. They do not have Swaha, they have Soha. But the intent is the same. Offering to the Creator, burning in the form of fire. Om Tare Tutare Tare Soha. 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 Now in this state of dissolution, by becoming an instrument of spreading the blessing of mantra flowing through you. Your mind is out of action. You are a transparent body with a golden energy flowing through you. When you have no anger, no judgments, because the mind is not there, then the flow of mantra happens magically because there is no stopping. Everyone on the planet is capable of letting energy flow through them, making it arise from the sexual body part to the heart and to the head. But while we have anger in our life, especially at the people in our lives, at parents, at mother, at father, at friends, whoever, siblings, neighbors, whoever you see at work, while we have anger at the others, this anger, because we are connected to them, ends up hurting ourselves, because when we are angry at others, we are hurting ourselves because the others are connected to us. There is no such thing as the other in the spiritual world. We are all connected. So when you see this connectivity, you can only see it with the heart, not with the head. So now let the heart do its function of spreading love, light, and laughter in the form of letting flow the prayers. And the prayers can mean, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on heaven as in earth. On this day, give us our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those that trespass against us. Lead us from temptation, deliver us from evil. Thine is the power, the glory, the kingdom. Отче свящи на небесах, да прославится имя Твое, да пребудет царство Твое, да исполнится воля Твоя, небо и на земле. Дай нам хлеб сущий, неси, прости нам наши долги, яко мы прощаем должникам нашим. Веди нас от искушения, избавь от лукавого. Ом Триамбакам Ведам, Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam, Urvarupnan Mrityurmukshi Amritam. Om Bhurbhuv Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimam Dhiyo Yona Prachodayam. All of us are sending love from our heart to Catherine. Om Shiva, Om Nam Shiva, Om Nam Shiva. To Chi. And when we are sending love to you, you at the same time, you're receiving love from the group and you're sending it to the people in your life so that you have no more anger, pain, fear in your life. And you function as an angel, spreading love, light, and laughter. Sending love to Chi. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shiva means I see godliness in myself, I see godliness in others and everything and everyone. Om Namo Shiva, Kalya ancestral. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. Hal. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. And his daughter. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. And to his cousin who just passed. So you will feel the difference, the change in the energy when we are sending it to someone who has just recently passed. Om Namo Shiva. Om Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. start breathing and using your energy. At this stage, you are completely empty. Om, let your sexual energy, which is dormant or active, whatever it is, Om, take it to the level of heart. Om, Namo, from the heart to the head. Shivaya, expand your consciousness by offering your life to the planet, to everyone who is live and not alive on the planet. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo. With your breathing, raise up your energy right now. Om Namo Shivaya. This is Pranayama. With breathing, controlling your energy and making it go up. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Now I offer an expanded consciousness. Shiva, expanding consciousness above the crown of the head to infinity. Om Namo Shivaya. Breathe in. Om Namo Shivaya. We are all doing it together. Om Namo Shivaya. Offering it to Irina. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Laura. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Marcy. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Marcia has some issue, some fight that she had, some personal issue 14 months ago. So sending thoughts of love to whoever hurt us makes everything more balanced. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Marina. Om Namo Shivaya. Worries about children and apartment. All these worries vanish. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Preeti. Om Namo Shivaya. Relationships. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Rita. Om Namo Shivaya. Daughter. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Sarisha. Om Namo Shivaya. 2 months ago, some change in circumstances that is still hurting me. Sending thoughts of love to anything that has hurt us will resolve it. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Tammy and son. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Feel the healing mantra flowing through. Om Triambakam Idamaham Sugantim Pushti Vardhanam Gurvar Kunar Mrityu Mokshe Mamrita. Om Sarve Bhavatu Sukhino Sarve Shantu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyatu Ma Kasyat Tikte. Om Guru Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Ujjina Syasina Nivis. The first slide saying that the Prabhupada Sasana, the exponents of all the divine. Tainam Klev Sushim is Prastina Rashidan Yakan Prashat within us at this question is about to go. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya Gayatri. Om Namah Shivaji. Om Namah Shivaya Gavya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Marcia. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivriti, Om Namah Sharita, Om Namah Sarisha, Om Namah Shattan, Om Shanti, 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 Shanti. If you have any questions, you can type it or send it by email to psychicyoga@gmail.com. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.